Rumors, regrets, and a hell of a lot of shrieking in the final third act of The Real Housewives of OC Reunion Part 3. It's Season 11, Episode 21, starting now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the Real Housewives of OC After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. We'll be breaking down this last and final part, as you know. God, it's been a long season, 21 episodes deep, but we're here to wrap out season 11. And I'm your host, Grant Rutter, Grants__Rants on the Twitter, and sitting next to me.
Hey everybody, my name is Christy Olsen, and you can always hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Christy Reports.
Hey everyone, I'm Orlina. You can find me at Orlina on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook.
And I'm liking this jam.
Right?
It's so good.
Feeling it.
Right? I'm Blake V. And you can find me on all social media at Blake V Media.
And from season 10 of our after show here at AfterBuzz TV, it's the Alison Dean.
Hi y'all.
Welcome
to be
back.
here.
Welcome back.
So fun.
You're pulling a little Brittany yourself with that headpiece.
Yes.
Yeah.
She just needs a icon.
So
Allison
big.
joined us last season, for those of you who don't know, and shared her opinions and thoughts. So here we are 21 episodes later. Allison, you got a lot to recap over there.
Yeah.
We want to know your thoughts, opinions, and more on what went down this season.
Well, I hope I can bring it for you.
I think you can.
Yes.
I have
Bring
faith.
it to the slumber
I
party.
have faith.
What did you think of this season overall? Just quickly, your impressions.
Okay, so I have to be honest. There was a big chunk of me that was like, why didn't I host season 11 and not season 10?
Oh, yeah.
Just in the sense of, I thought, and I said this when I was on last season, I really thought season 10 was boring. Like, it was boring for me.
Too
It
much
just the whole,
Brooks.
yeah, that
Too
whole
much
thing.
Brooks.
Ugh.
It was Brooks and
I was
cancer
over
the
it.
whole
Was
time.
he or wasn't he up until the very end? Yeah.
And I have to say, Kelly really did add this saucy McSaucerness to the whole season
Totally.
that I was just, we needed that.
Yes.
We needed the whole, like, what? Like, over and over. Like, every week it was like,
An upset.
Yeah.
are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought that that was just so refreshing.
Yes.
You know?
Not just one, but also who? Who? What?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I love it. Yes, truly iconic moments I think that she's created in this show in her short time here.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So let's talk about this reunion. We open up. Let's come on. We'll talk about it in chunks because we got to move kind of quick tonight.
Yes.
So we'll talk about Glamis and the regrets or not so regrets that the ladies had about not visiting Vicki in the hospital. Vicki said that she would travel for days to find Shannon if Shannon was ever hurt, even though they're upset at each other. Megan still stands on her truth, saying, "I was not going to see you no matter what, even though I went to your birthday party tough." What do we think about this? What do you want to say?
Okay, first
Yeah.
of all, no one ever called it Hospital-gate until
No
Lady
one
Cohen
ever
just
did.
said that.
No, that's not
Okay.
a hashtag. They're not real.
No, and I'm with you on the Brooke stuff with this, or like Beverly Hills Munchausen level by this point. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm
Nope.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I agree. Well, we learned that Shannon has she had pneumonia over 20 times.
Because of course she did.
Sounds
What?
like a personal
Permanent
problem.
lung damage.
She has bronchiasmastis. Bronchiatastis.
She would.
Yeah. She
Of
just
course
didn't
she
want to go.
does.
She just didn't want to go. Let's just be real.
She's
She
not
didn't
allowed
wanna
to have
go.
any of that.
Okay, I think it's a very interesting character trait of Shannon to have every illness in the book, to have a respected doctor on the case for her, for every matter. It's like, okay, what, is that what your networking was at USC, was to get all your health lined up? To get all your respected doctors on your illnesses? I don't know. It's like she pulls the illnesses out of the bag. It's like the bag of tricks. She's like, well, I
Yeah.
can't do that because I got this. And then I can't do that one because I got this.
I think that's what all the women were trying to do. They were just trying to cover up their stances throughout the whole entire time. Like, nobody wanted to look dumb.
Take any responsibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people were just
Yeah.
riding on it.
Yeah, Vicki said that she. Well, actually, who said it? Shannon said that Vicki is very bossy at this point in the reunion, and then Vicki said, "Well, get used to it." And she kind of rolled her neck, which I like a good neck roll on these shows.
Yeah.
Get
Love
it,
it.
Vicki.
I was kind of living for Vicki, owning that this is like her show, and
Yep.
she is the first of the first, so I kind of like that with
the
her.
OG. And even Andy's response was funny, I thought. Like, have you met Vicki
He was
Gunvalson?
backing her up.
Well,
This is what she is.
truth teller Brianna said that Vicki would take the neck brace off when they weren't filming post-accident, and she would, quote, run around the house drinking wine.
And dancing.
And dance. I missed the dancing, but that sounds like me.
Yeah.
That sounds just
Who
like me.
doesn't do that?
Slumber party all weekend. I love it. So I mean, do we all believe Brianna in this case? I think
I always believe
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've said this before. Brianna is the voice of truth
Yes.
and reason.
And to back it up, Vicki had to remind us that she lost $25,000 recovering from the Glamis accident.
Of course.
Oh, out of the office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she was out of work for 3 weeks.
Oh, yes.
And her financials are very important to us all.
Yes.
I know. I'm surprised she didn't turn that into like Tamra owes me 25 grand.
Touche.
I mean, I would
Yes.
not have been shocked.
Yeah, and then when they comment on Brianna's comments, like, oh, she said you were like, kind of like milking it and being a little over dramatized and all that, whatever, if that's a word. But Vicki said that she downplayed her ailments because her daughter was so sick. I'm like, oh.
I kind of believe that part.
I believe that
I
too,
don't.
actually.
Yeah.
I think it was a
don't.
good lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I
on
was like,
that.
ooh, that makes sense, but I know it's not true.
I'm with you.
It was a convenient cover.
Amen.
You know, because what type of mother would she be had she really surpassed the, importance or significance of her daughter's illness? Because truth be told, her daughter's illness was very serious during the season.
Yeah.
So if she had made a big effort to overshadow that, it would have been terrible. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's sort of a convenient thing that she would say.
But I also think based on last season and just all of the drama around anything medical with her, I think she wanted to
Very
release
sensitive.
very quickly. She's like, all right, even if I am hurt in any way, let's not bring any more attention to me and medical anything.
Yeah.
But yet she did the cancer thing, which no one can understand why she would.
You mean in the first few episodes when
Yeah.
she was doing that whole
Yeah.
thing?
kill
Yeah.
cancer?
I was very
thing.
happy that storyline was quickly gone.
Died off.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Why is this a thing?
We
Yeah.
couldn't
It
go
should
any
never
farther with
happen,
that.
yeah. No.
I didn't want to hear about that.
Let's switch over to the pub fight and let's talk about this because this is the next big chunk here where Tamara was walking to the bathroom. They had the nose thing, which none of us would want to get involved in. That is Kelly's brand of humor, which is really annoying.
Can you stop?
Someone should poke her in the boobs.
This is how I live life.
right.
Okay.
This has turned into improv.
Those things were begging for it.
Oh,
Like, pop one.
her boobs were out at this reunion.
They were there.
They were there.
Yeah.
Made an appearance.
They're there always.
No,
I
but
mean,
it was-
they're.
So she said to Tamara, keep walking. And that was supposed to be a joke. That was
Yeah,
supposed
no.
to be a laugh out loud moment of humor, which I do not buy for a minute. Because she said it twice. She said it where she puts up her chin like this. That's when the teeth come out, like the upper lip goes under. And she's like, keep walking. That's my impression of Kelly.
Yes.
That was pretty good, Grant.
Yes.
I only see it when she's drunk and when she's angry. So I don't think she was making a joke at this point. And I noticed Tamara took a beat because she didn't want to take the bait, but then she turned around and she took it.
She did, yeah. I mean, they had so much to drink. I'm kind of glad that she went back because Kelly deserved that. She was asking for it,
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. I'm going to embark on a quick theory, if you don't mind. Come with me
please.
on this ride, everyone. First of all, I just got to say, I do feel like Tamra kind of exacerbated the situation. She didn't need to turn around. She didn't need to egg Kelly on because, this is my theory. I hate to say it, but I feel like in life, we've all encountered one or two of these individuals where they're simply, not smart. And I love Kelly. Please let it be clear. I think she was a great spice to this season. I'd love to see her in future. I like her. This is in no way a judgment on any person that I would like or be friends with or anything. But I feel like sometimes people are just not smart, and they're not operating on the same level as other people, mentally, intellectually, socially, what have you. So when a person like that acts out, you really can't engage them
In the same way.
Okay.
in the same way. So Kelly saying something, oh, you walk away, you always do, yeah, fine, I'm going to pee. I don't care what you're saying, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Don't engage it. Just let it go because it is what it is.
These women were super lit up, though.
Yeah.
So and
That's true.
I get what you were saying.
It's easier
if
to
they
flip
were
the
super.
switch. It's
Yeah.
easier to flip a switch. I know it's easier for me to flip a switch on me. Like if someone says something, like if I was late or something, and they have to a left-handed comment or something like that. Like no, it flips my switch. So adds drinks from multiple pubs. Yeah, forget
Pushing
it.
buttons.
I would have turned around too.
And I mean,
actually.
God only knows what the producers are doing in every chick's ear, right? Oh, just
Yeah.
whatever. If you hear something that tips you off, just go for it. I mean,
Right,
God, you
right.
know what I mean? I'll give you an extra 10 grand tonight for it. I mean, who knows what they're
True.
doing,
That
right?
is very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, all the conversation came up about the shots at the last dinner in Ireland, and Shannon maintains that she just wanted everyone to have fun. And,
here we go.
and Vicki says that she had pulled Kelly aside and kind of giving her a heads up. She had a hunch that something was going to happen. So there's clearly conversation of something happening here. However, man, I want to defend Shannon. I want to believe her that she really didn't set her up, and she admits it doesn't look good, but the more
I
she
don't
talks
believe it.
about it, the worse she looks.
I don't either. You know
don't
what
believe
bothered
it.
me the most is that initially Shannon defended herself by saying, "Oh, I just asked for doubles and I asked for more tequila because they weren't bringing it fast enough." Now tonight it became, "Oh no, the singles were too small. That's why
I've
I want
heard
doubles."
that, though.
It's just
Yeah.
like a changing story usually
Yeah.
indicates a big fat lie. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Can I just share, what do we know Ireland for?
Drinking.
Yeah.
So do you really believe the shots are going to be this small in
Ooh,
Ireland?
that's a good point.
Yeah.
No. They're going to be full-sized and more, please, I'm sure.
I think Shannon was like the Regina George
Am I
of the
right?
trip, and I felt like she wanted to like have Kelly just completely erratic on TV. I think that's really what she was trying to do.
I think so too. I really think
do.
so.
Keen Lagerfeld in the chat says, "Kelly is the friend you regret inviting out, but you still do." PJ Bottoms agreed with Blake that Kelly is not the sharpest tool in the box, but Charlie in Charge says, "Kelly doesn't have to be perfect. She's the most relatable."
Imperfections were
A flawed character, I guess.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of
better or
crazy
worse.
drunks.
I can
kidding.
kind of see that, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
for everyone to like be on their game at all moments. Allison, what were you going to say?
I think in the sense of, so, you know, they'll bring in new characters oftentimes that might be a little spicy and I won't like them. But in her case, it was strange. It was like this. I
You
don't
hated
know-
her, but you liked her.
Right.
Me
like,
too.
Yeah.
Like,
I liked her.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it
I didn't
helped.
agree with everything she did,
No.
but I liked her
I'm
generally.
like, I'd like to see you next season.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
why
You know
the
what-
one after that?
You know what
Yeah.
helped? It helped that Vicki took her on.
It
Because
did.
if she just floated like Peggy and the other fools that were on the past, like they just didn't resonate.
Peggy.
They could have easily just been like replaced by someone else. But this one, she got in real good in the beginning, and she's in there now.
It worked out for her favor that this season nobody was on Team Vicky, so definitely
Oh,
you're
yeah.
totally
Jesus.
correct on that part. She lucked out on that.
What was Tamara's trajectory though? Like in the sense of, I mean, when she first started the show, she was a big mouth. I mean, there were times when we were like, shut it down, you know. And she really has taken sort of this arc now, right?
I think it was
really
after the
has.
baptism or
Well, no,
that whole
absolutely, but
thing.
She's trying.
I think it'll be
She's
interesting
back.
to see with Kelly
Right.
as the seasons go on. If she's asked back, how is she going to?
I think it's gonna be therapy. I think it's gonna be therapy, but on camera.
Yeah.
On
And that's gonna
camera
be
therapy.
relate. I don't know. This is my prediction. Is it's gonna be like a therapy session where like she's gonna have to go to like anger management, like Portia on Atlanta,
Oh.
something like that. Like it'll be like where people can relate. Like, oh, maybe I should go to therapy
Yeah,
for
well,
things.
and
I don't think she's gonna do
Tamara,
anything.
Yeah, let's
Tamara
not
has
forget Tamara went through a big divorce.
Yeah,
kind
she
of
did.
right after we first met her, and I mean, there's been a lot of predictions that maybe we'll see the same kind of storyline play out with Kelly.
Yeah.
True. And now Tamara has really aligned herself with Heather.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Heather and Tamara are really unusually close. I will admit I did not see that friendship you know, becoming what it is.
Yeah.
They're really
Right.
very close.
Yes.
That's what it was in Ireland. It was the three of them versus Kelly and then Vicki, who they knew were going back and forth. So it was like a group forming.
Well, our show comes to you completely free, as does everything here at AfterBuzz TV. And the couple ways to do that is by supporting us, and you can support us with a word from our sponsor. Today we're talking about Beauty Box, right?
Yes, and everybody loves the BeautyCon box. It's a subscription box that's delivered to your door each season, curated curated by your favorite beauty gurus. Over $150 worth of product for $30, and you can also save $20 if you sign up for the annual payment plan. With the annual payment plan, you pay the total cost of the entire year of boxes. With the seasonal payment plan, you pay each month for the box and the shipping cost. Check it out at beautycon.com/box to sign up for your subscription. And you know we're working for you, babes. Use that code BOXBUZZ for 20% off your subscription. Again, that is BoxBuzz for 20% off some of the great things that are in this box. We've got the Ofra liquid lipstick in mocha, Flutter Lash Eye Slay lashes. Those are by Makeup Shayla. I love her from YouTube. And I'm gonna ask Blake to announce this lip product because I know I screwed it up last week. This is the really fancy lip conditioner that everybody is loving and feeling.
Joyer.
Yeah, that sounds better than
enough.
whatever I said last week.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Yeah.
Jouer. French.
Jouer.
Jouer.
Jouer. Thank you, Allison. This is why we
Jouer
need you
lip
here.
conditioner.
Teamwork,
Angel Marino's go-to lip product.
That's
Well,
right.
thank you for that.
You can get it all in the box.
Yes.
Use
Yeah.
BoxBuzz for 20% off.
Thank you for that word.
Just in time for the holidays.
Well, the secret that Vicky's been playing this time and boasting almost, it seems, in some interviews, is out, and that is about this domestic abuse we've talked about on this show and alleged domestic abuse. However, there's a police report and there are photos, and Vicky says she has proof, but we
I've been waiting 3 reunions for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what the proof is, though. We saw the photos from Shannon's phone. She was trying to prove that she allegedly fell down drunk. She stumbled out. Perhaps she was drugged. David found her. David then locked himself in their daughter's bedroom. She tried to knock down the door to get to him. The marriage was in a bad place. And that's how she got bruises and then got on a plane to go to Hawaii the next day.
I think the reason why she was pulling out so many of the photos is that she might have sent Vicky the same photos, but maybe a different story. Because she was really quick on, like, this is the bruises and this is that. So I felt like she pulled out the receipts for that to cover up whatever Vicky was gonna, like, do to her.
Unleash.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know.
It was so interesting how Vicky kind of said under her breath, and you were scared for your life. And Vicky acted so hesitant to elaborate, but then she did throw out these little tidbits that really made it sound like she had some kind of a story that we never got the full story. Brittany is there. Who the hell is Brittany? Sean was there. Who the hell is Sean? It's like,
I know.
either tell the story or don't. That's what frustrated me the most. It's like, Vicky, don't put this out there and then back off of it, because she did purposely put it out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and the whole thing is just very suspicious.
Very sketch.
Very sketch. I think
an
that
odd story.
It's so odd, and I think that Shannon is really bordering on hypocritical here because a few things. Like, number one, she kind of like set the scene. She said they sent the kids away, which was already suspicious. They went to Tennessee. Like, what's in Tennessee? Like, why are they there? And then, like, it just so happened that their trip to Hawaii was happening just, days after this whole incident. She went to Hawaii bruised or whatever, but the bruises don't really, allude to abuse or anything like that. But at the same time, she called the police, and I think that that's like
In
major
2003.
Yes. And I think that's really like a major point here is that she's really one to like make a bigger deal of things that happen, things with Vicky, things with Kelly, whatever. Like, she really blows things up. And so in her own situation, she's trying to diminish this calling of the police, and that's really serious. A lot of people have verbal arguments with their partners. That happens. But do we all call the police? No, that's a next level
It
situation.
sounded like she was super, super drunk.
Super drunk
Like,
and
completely drunk.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was even more like. I just think that calling the police is very serious. And for her to be upset at Vicky or anyone else for unleashing this information, bottom line is she called the police. No one else did.
And we do have to be clear that the calling the police and the police report and all that is from this incident that happened in 2003, which is different from what she was talking about tonight.
Yes.
Happening with David finding out about the
pre-Hawaii
affair and all that. Yeah, I just want to make that clear to everybody.
Yeah. So I just think for like a repeat performance of this is just, it's all very interesting. It's all very suspicious. Calling of the police is very interesting. I mean, Shannon's one to say like, follow the rules, do what you need to. I'm going to call you out if you don't. But meanwhile, she is calling the police, willy-nilly? Because now she's saying, oh, it wasn't important. We just had an argument.
Yeah.
Well, then why involve city officials.
Why was he arrested and charged?
Exactly.
And Vicki said that she called her recently, not within the last couple of months, but when they knew each other, said that she was calling Vicki begging for her life to be saved.
Yeah,
or
it just
something
sounded
like
so
that.
intense.
Was
the
she
thing.
drunk by any chance? We don't know.
Probably.
Vicki or Shannon?
Shannon.
Shannon did
Oh,
admit
yeah.
that she was
She
drunk
admitted
that
she
night.
did.
Yes.
No, but in general, I think that when there are times with Shannon, when she does have sort of like
When she
these
acts
very
out.
extreme,
Oh, yeah.
so similar to Kelly, if you will, I think Shannon also suffers from similar sort of outbursts and over dramatizing things and making things much more than what they really are. I mean, even that evening when she sort of freaked out on David when it was David's mom that said all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? And what was the thing that was there? Drinking. She was drinking.
Yes.
So
It was
she
like,
figured out- right.
yeah.
And I hate to go there, but I have to really quick, is I still believe that David is trying to escape with his life, and he's tried on many occasions, and he straight up had an affair. He left, lived with another woman temporarily, and like Shannon wouldn't let him, and she just said she just found out about the affair, and he locked himself in the room. He was like literally trying to escape for his life, I think. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know.
I went there.
Yeah.
I think with Vicki, I honestly think that she went through the ringer, like she said last season. So bringing up
did.
these women, and this season was not like Vicki focused too much. It was focused on the women, and I think that's if that was her plan, it really worked because this season she has destroyed. These women's, images. Like they
Anything, yeah.
destroyed. If they didn't mean to do it last season, I mean, it's kind of just like we're seeing an overlap. This time it's them. Last season it was
Right.
one person. Who knows what next season's
Yeah.
gonna be?
You know what Vicki did? She went into every room where she could find it, like pumped
Oh
air
my
into
gosh,
it.
you're so right.
You know?
They almost
Gave it
brought her
life.
down. Like
They
I think
did.
we almost saw the end of Vicki Gunvalson after last season because of these that she was lying and the cancer thing. I mean, really, Vicki's the kind of person who gets angry when she gets caught in a lie.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's what
yes.
all
Yeah.
of this is tonight is her acting out and lashing out against the other ladies because really they got her.
Yeah.
And she's gonna
they
get
did.
them all back.
She
She
did.
did.
She admitted
and
to
I
all
think
that
she
too.
didn't push it to where it would have been really bad with Shannon. So I think she left it at a good mark to not completely destroy, everything.
It'll
Well,
be so
she said-
interesting
I have
to
a
see if
question.
Shannon forgives
Yes.
her.
Yes.
Just rando.
Yes.
Okay, if you all could have lunch with one of them, right? So, like, if you could have current season, who would it be?
I'd probably say Vicki.
I feel like I'd get the most dirt out of Tamara.
So you'd want dirt.
But I want
that would be the
yeah.
okay.
I mean, I want to hang out and drink champs with Heather, but really, what good is that going to do you?
Nothing.
I'm going to say Tamara.
Okay.
I say Tamara as well because she has information about like past, present, and what's coming up. She's got a lot of insight. I feel like she would say something.
I'm going to have to say Shannon because.
Really?
Wow.
What? We started this in June and you were not Shannon.
Oh,
and we're
trust.
now here going into December and you want to have lunch with
I want
Shannon.
to be friends with her. I just want, it's just a
I'm just
lot of information that I would really love to get to the bottom of.
Okay.
Like, let's say we could enter this lunch on like friend level. And it was like, hey, girlfriend, I want to know what's up. I would want to get the scoop too. I want to know, like, what is the truth behind this incident, this, your thinking, your
Yeah.
illnesses, your this, your that. Like, I want to know all of it.
Yeah. I think with Vicki, she's the original. So like she's done this so many times. She's been here before everybody. So
Yeah.
just hearing her experiences would be interesting.
Yeah.
And who would you miss, Alison Dean?
Yes.
100% Shannon.
And why?
Here's the thing, because as much as there's things that she does that I think are nutty, I also find her on many levels to be very weirdly relatable.
I could see that.
So
Yeah, I can see
in the
that,
sense
too.
of like really cutting through like OCBS,
Yeah.
I feel like I could do
Yeah.
that with her. Whereas the
Yeah.
other ones, I feel like they'd paint me like it'd be glass houses a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I want to know where production comes into play with a lot of this because when they have these tell-alls, and when people come out years later, and I listen to Heather McDonald's podcast, and they talk about things and a little bit about production, nothing too scathing, but that's where you can really, that's where the blurred lines come a little bit more into focus, and you're like, oh, okay. I see now this wasn't shown, so I can see why so-and-so reacted this way. So that's what I would love to have a conversation with someone like a story producer or something like that. Because there's just, there's so much that
Right,
we're
'cause
just
you-
given, but we don't see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grant mentioned specifically, like when Shannon was showing the Hawaii pictures to kind of add to her proof of the episode she was talking about. They didn't show the picture like full screen on our TV
Right.
screens. It was just on Shannon's phone as she leaned panned around to the rest of the ladies.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, so
After the 5th take of just zooming in on the phone.
Come on, you know?
exactly. So that is very interesting. Like
Yeah.
the things that take precedence within production and how they choose to highlight a
Right.
scenario.
The chat roll wants to hear about the douche van from hell.
Okay, yes. Well, Vicki, I just want to say that Vicki says that, because we were talking about how she behaved this season, she said that she was hurt, so she went out of her way to hurt other people, and that's when
Clearly.
we get into all the business.
So mature.
With how she was so upset that she was labeled a con woman by Shannon, so she extra went in with the claws up front with Shannon on that one. And yeah, let's talk about the van. And then, of course, the Eddie rumors and all that. So all that really kind of led up to this van situation where Heather seemed pretty remorseful about her actions and what she said about her daughter. She kind of referred to that a couple of times. She said, I feel bad what I said about your daughter and all that. So yeah, I mean, what else do you want to say about the van situation? I mean, it was a big moment.
And you gotta respect Heather for apologizing and taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was not a good scene for her.
No.
And I think we all were so surprised because we're used to seeing Heather very much one way.
Yes.
And then she just was letting loose in this van. She called it the douche van, which I thought was clever. That's funny.
She might have
liked
opened that
it.
Chanel clutch and just had a little bit of
know.
fireball
Right?
before the bus.
See, I think that was all real truth serum in that van. I don't know if I mean, they did behave poorly, but that was all like the God's honest truth, They're drinking.
And it was like
Late.
stewing the whole trip too. It was
Yep.
just like stewing and stewing and stewing, and then they all got in the van, and it was just like blah.
Did they know that they were on camera? Did they know
Oh, I'm
mics
sure
were on?
they did.
Well, that was an
I'm sure they
iPhone.
did.
That was an iPhone from a producer that was sitting in the van with them on the way to the
Yeah,
airport.
see, I was like, there was something sketch about that whole scene because the light, everything was dark and it was like,
Yeah.
It looked
Question,
like
though.
the Paris Hilton porn.
Yeah.
The night vision.
I wouldn't know about that.
I never looked at that.
We might at this
Although
table.
we should
Retro now.
Sounds fun.
Don't you have to think though, like when you're on a show like this, when you're putting yourself into a position like this, I'm sure you've signed paperwork,
Oh, yeah.
you've done
Oh, yeah.
whatever. When you go on a trip provided by the production, don't you have to assume that every moment you're speaking is going to be captured
Absolutely.
in some
Yeah.
capacity?
You should assume
I mean, I feel like
yes.
even when you're sleeping, you got to think things are being captured, and
Yeah.
your hotel room is bugged, and things are, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm paranoid
yeah.
anyway, and so I would just be like, they're on to me. I've got to be on all the time. So
Maybe they feel like this is like their lives, so they just have to just let it out and play it out the way it is.
Which is good
Maybe.
for us.
It's good
Right.
for us,
Yeah.
for
we
sure.
like to see this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Vicki apologizes to Kelly that she, to Kelly, that she told her the rumor about Shannon and all that, and then they have regrets and all that. So Kelly feels as though at this point in the reunion that she has moved forward with some of the ladies. And
It's a good thing to say.
But is it true?
I don't know, but
Last week
it
she
sounds
was saying
great.
she had no regrets.
She did
And she
say
wouldn't take
last-
anything back.
Yeah.
And now all
She
of a sudden
did.
tonight it was a different story.
She said she'd have no regrets.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
moving,
interesting.
Moving forward places her in contention to be in the next season because she's moving forward with the women. Of course, she's not going to say I'm not cool with anybody here.
Yeah,
you're just going to
yeah,
exit yourself
smart,
off the
yeah.
show.
I feel like they'd be like, great, more drama for next season.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
she
You
know,
solidified
she's-
her spot a little bit more.
Well, she's working for a corporation now, so she
Is
needs
she?
to let us know. That's what she
What
said. And that's what she said in the reunion. She said she's done her research 'cause she works for a corporation.
No, she used to work for a corporation.
Well,
Prior, that's where
yes.
she made all of her money or something.
Yeah, but she was doing research because she's working for this one now.
Oh, the
with NBC
Bravo.
Universal.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yes. So
Yes.
the regrets, and we're going to get to news and gossip in 10 seconds, but I just want to recap real quick for those of you who are listening. Megan regrets not listening to Heather about the hospital gate situation, which was
Fair.
really nothing. Yes, Heather regrets the van ride. Kelly
Fair.
regrets Tamara's daughter's comment about no wonder why your daughter doesn't talk to you.
Fair.
Shannon regrets yelling at David when her mother-in-law was around.
I actually appreciated that one, I have to say,
Okay.
because I thought I was like, what are you yelling at him for? Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate it, but I wish that she would have said something about the
I
women
know,
because this
yeah,
is
yeah,
Housewives.
yeah.
You know,
Right,
okay,
yeah.
you got to pass on that. Okay, great.
Or have
Yeah.
a tie.
Yeah.
No, you guys, Shannon is all about herself. Continue.
And David.
And David, herself and David.
Yes, and Vicki she regrets talking to Kelly about the mess and all of that. But these ladies didn't. A phony toast at the end, though. I mean, these ladies aren't friends. I mean, it's just like. It's like an obligatory drink, you know. And Shannon, who pointed out Shannon was like ready to leave.
She was done.
Yes.
Understandable.
Well, let's take a look at some news and gossip with Christy Reports.
Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. Lori from past season of Real Housewives of Orange County. Y'all know her her son is in jail. He has now been charged with possession of contraband in prison. You know, he's there for attempted murder.
Whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa.
right. Meanwhile, we've been reporting on Vicki and Kelly trying to get Tamra fired. An insider told the Inquisitor this week, the more the housewives dislike someone, the more producers want them.
Amen.
That's right.
Yes.
So don't
Totally
count on
makes
that
sense.
anytime soon. Meanwhile, Tamra is selling her clothes on eBay. And this is something that she's done in the past. She's got some links on Twitter. And in the past, when people have asked her about it, she said, oh, you know, don't worry about it. The money goes to charity. And some of it goes to my kids' college fund. And there's no charity link. There's no saying, hey, support this or that. She just says, buy my old stuff. So
See, I thought you were
make
gonna
of that what you will.
I thought you were going to say it's like the Judge active wear that she's selling, but these are clothes that she's worn in appearances.
Like the red dress she had on at the reunion.
Yes.
eBay.
Yep. You can buy it. It can be yours.
See, I just always think it's kind of a sad look. I know soap stars that are no
Agreed.
longer on soaps anymore that sell things they wore like in the 80s or in a photo shoot, and it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of sad when you're
I think it's
so
fine.
off your belongings.
No, I think it's
Don't call it
fine, too.
charity.
Yeah, don't call it
Yeah.
charity. But like, here's the thing.
It's fine.
If there's a market for it, fine.
And some people
And it's very-
love that.
I guess.
Yeah.
I can only hope that someone wants to buy my old gnarly
There you
clothes.
go. Yeah. That's the spirit. Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. Anyway, what can we say while we give our where you can find us online? Let us thank everyone for listening, commenting, live
guys.
chatting, subscribing on iTunes. We hear you as well. And we thank you very much. You guys can keep up with us. And as we say where we're going, quick prediction on where we can go from here in the OC.
Ooh, that's a tough one, Grant.
I want everyone back plus at least 2 more.
Whoa.
I always
Oh, wait,
vote
I'm
for.
sorry, I take that back. Everyone back except for I don't need Megan. Go raise your baby. You're fine.
Yes,
And then at least 2 or 3 more. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
And also hit me up at Christy Reports and watch the Total Divas After Show on Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta say I agree. I like Kelly. I want to see her back. I've got issues with Shannon, but I wouldn't mind seeing her back too because of the TV she offers me. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind adding a few into the mix. I think that's a great prediction, and I'd like to see us there next season. I have been Blake V. I have loved you all so much and appreciated you all so much through this OC journey. It's wonderful to be from OC and be on the panel.
Insider.
You know, you can find me, of course, on all social media at Blake V Media.
I am with my girls here and with Grant. I do want to see 2 or 3 more women on the Housewives for next season. And we won't be here, but you can find me at Thomas Orlina on my Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm always on my social media. So
Yes.
hope to see you guys there.
The chat roll wants Brianna added. Ooh. It's a good one, guys.
Why not? She's back in town. I think we need new ladies too. I don't know where Shannon goes from here. I feel like we might have kind of told her story. Not saying I want to get rid of her, but I'm like, all right, what are we going to do with you? And we'll see. I hope they're all back from war. And you guys can catch me on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills coming up December 6th.
Yeah.
And not on The Real Show, on the After Show, kids. Someday. And The Real House.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk Podcast. Grant's _ rants on Twitter. I feel like we're gonna get kicked out of here. We gotta go.
We so
Thank you
are.
so
And
much.
Alison.
You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean, and I host The Affair Sunday nights at 9 p.m.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining
Love you guys.
us. Yes.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you so much.
Yes.
For the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 11. That'll do it for us here at AfterBuzz TV.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later, OC.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.